Well, g'day from Australia. This here is my part of my antenna system here. So that's my vertical for 10 metres. And it's a 6 metre Yagi, the big one. And over the other side there's my 6 metre Yagi small one. So I'm going to take my 6 metre Yagi large one down, and then all the wires which come out to the side here are my HF all band antenna. So I've put an extra few cords on it to make it resonate on the whack bones as well. Now the reason why it's not up higher on the pole is because that's as high as the ladder reaches. So what I plan on doing is putting my dipoles up higher, right up to the base of the vertical, taking down the 6 metre Yagi. There's one cord that's going up, one cable that's going up over the 6 metre Yagi and out this way that you can see. That's my 160 metre vertical antenna in progress. Haven't actually used it yet, and I'm going to put it right up as high as I can. So it's quite a big job. I have to undo all the dipole antennas first and then tilt this pole down. So here we go. So here I am up on the roof. So when I raise this up to the top there, I'm going to use some wire to hoist it up, so I'll be able to lower it and still be able to access it. But if this is all going to be higher, all these cords will need to be lengthened. You can see there's quite a lot of them, so that's where the big job comes into it. So there we go, I've got everything pretty well untied. You can see the dipole's now gone, and I've got it tied up just with the rope at the moment. So nothing's holding that pole up straight except the rope, and I can slowly let it down. I don't want it to fall down and break something or me. The other thing, when you go up a ladder on a pole, it's always good to put the ladder on a flat surface rather than the pole, because the ladder can twist on the pole. So I'll bring this down slowly now. So there's my pole down, got it tied up. Now it's at a manageable height where I don't need to climb ladders and change things. I can bring it a little lower too, but it's always good to be safe. And climbing ladders unnecessarily isn't, especially when you're trying to hold 3 things at once. So now I can make all my adjustments and pull it back up. Sounds easy, doesn't it? So there's my 6 metre Yagi. Been a great antenna. I'm sad to see it on the ground actually. I don't think I'll use it. It's just a little big, and I guess if I can put more antennas up, the better, rather than having one big antenna. I used to have it on a rotator, obviously picks up the wind. So I made up a mechanism that didn't put too much pressure on the rotator using 3 poles, but I just don't have the space for it in this house. Where I used to live I did. And there's the pole, just a single pole with the vertical on the end. So I might leave the vertical, it can go back up. I've had that for I don't know how long now, probably at least 30 years, maybe more, and it's been great. So now I'm going to try and put everything up higher with a system where I can pull things down. So although I said I'm just going to leave the vertical antenna, I am going to just maintain it and just check all the holes that are supposed to let water out are clean. That was full. And just give it a good going over, because who knows when I'll next be able to. Now, although I've got the rope holding the pole, I also haven't got the rope holding the pole. It's wedged in the corner there, and it can't go any lower because it's on this bit of wood here. I remember setting that up the last time and I completely forgot about it until I pulled the pole down. I reckon it's been about 10 years since I've had this pole down, so that's why I forgot, but it worked, it just fell into place. So it's always good to have as much safety stuff happening. Last thing you want to do is injure yourself. I did recently, not during this hobby. Yeah, it set me back quite a bit, so we don't want to injure ourselves. Always look after yourself. Well, I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought. Here it is, not even lunchtime. I've got the balun up there, vertical up there, haven't got the 160 up yet. And all the cords from the dipole are hanging down, or some of them are up, but they're very loose because I loosened them off, didn't untie them. The rest of them I untied, so I'll have to do that all again. But the bellum, because I've got more wires connected to it than was made, I put longer screws in and a nut. So the longer screw screws in like that, and then the nut goes against all the connectors to make them have a good connection. So as usual, I'm playing with the antennas when it's windy. It wasn't windy when I started, but seems to be some sort of tradition that happens. So this is one of the extra cords that I've put on the antenna, or coaxes here, and it's really good coax. It's actually meant for power poles, and it's got this wire which I've connected at both ends, and then the coax is attached to the wire, so there's no stress on the coax itself or the cable itself. It's the wire that's stressing. So I've just tied that up here, then I'll tune it in. You can see here I haven't actually cut the wire to the length that was tuned in. Instead I folded it back on itself, and it isn't the same as cutting it. Cutting it will you'll get the right length, but you can't put it any length back on if you move your antenna or adjust your antenna like I've just done, or want to retune it. But if you fold it back on itself, you can adjust it again, and now I can lengthen this if I need to. So the second last task will be to tune the antenna in and then test it. But we're a little way from that, and I've got a little bit more to do. So there's my vertical for 10 meters. There's the dipole, and it's quite a bit higher. So as you can see, it used to be only just above the roof line there, so it's quite a bit high now. So it's held up by a string there. All these lines out here are from the dipole. My wife calls it a cobweb. The one that goes up to the top there and then across, is for 160 meters. So I haven't fully installed that yet, but that will go out more horizontally, and it will go down to a junction box down just above ground level. Now, remembering this is amateur radio, so if I'm not doing this correctly, I'd value your comments below. So please comment below and tell me if I haven't done this correctly, or if you've got some better ideas. What I'm doing today is I've got an old ice cream container. It probably would be a lot better if it was a metal container, but I'm going to try this and see if it works. I've got my plug on here, and on the back I've got the center to red and the outside to black, and I've got that fixed there so there's no pressure on the cables here. Got them through a coil here, and then I'm going to plug the red to the wire that goes straight up, the inverted L, and the black to my ground radials. So I've got two ground radials that go out for about 49 meters, I think, 50 meters, something like that, and the red one's the same length as well. So that's the plan. Should be all watertight in here is the plan, and I'll put this upside down like that. I don't want the water to go on that. So that's looking straight up the pole. 160 meter antenna goes out there. That's what I'm focusing on at the minute, and goes vertical up this pole into this box, which I assure you Buller had nothing to do with. And I will be painting that obviously once it works. I told my kids it makes ice cream because I wanted to know what it was. So that goes in here from inside, and then I've got my other cables, ground radials, and the radial goes up the pole in here. I've got a screw here, and basically all the tension of these cables is on that screw, not on the box. Clearly this ice cream container, the lid wasn't supposed to stay on that well. That should be okay. I'll put some cable ties around it just to keep it closed after I've tested it to make sure it works. Okay, here we are testing. So I've got my other radio on the same frequency so I can hear myself, and I've got it going through the antenna tuner. So first thing I'm going to do is turn the power down and turn it right down to low. And now I'm going to check, let the antenna tuner do its thing. VK3 TBS testing 1 2 1 2. And if you can see,
Turn the rig on and now I hear VK3 TBS testing.
oh hello, you can hear me. I'm still on low power. I might turn it up and see what happens.
Don't need to.
Yes, I've just finished installing it, so I guess the test is in the pudding.
Well, it's getting over here. Whether it gets further out is another question. Okay.
I'm on high watts now.
That's good to hear. And are you going to be able to come up on the coffee break net?
You go, I'm on high power now. Antenna tuner's just trying to get it. Yes, that is the plan. Back to you.
Okay, well, high power, you're 50 dB over 9. How does that suit you?
It says I've got an SWR about 2, so that's not too bad, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Okay, well, I've turned my power up to 30 watts now.
Yes, I had a dipole before, and then I had a horizontal wire. Now I've got an inverted L with 2 ground radials, so didn't have that before. So hopefully that's an improvement.
Yeah, it should be.
Hopefully you have learnt something from this video. If not inspired to do something, you can make your own antenna like this. And I've enjoyed learning as I've done all these changes. But you might have a better idea than me, and I'd value your comments or feedback in the comments below. A couple of things I love about amateur radio is making friends and learning off each other. And I've certainly enjoyed the challenge and the help that I've received during this project. I have now tested all these changes, and I've had lots of people come back and saying I've got such a stronger signal. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this video, and also check out our blog page. There's lots of interesting information there that I haven't done videos on yet, which I'm sure you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching.